The world's greatest cities attract visitors by the millions, soft targets for the waiting scammers. I'm Connor Woodman. I've travelled the globe writing about all kinds of trade, and now I'm investigating the tourist trade.
The guidebooks will tell you exactly what to see, but there's one thing they don't tell you. It's a chapter the thieves don't want written.
Using hidden cameras, I'll uncover the scams that are every tourist's nightmare.
I want to see what she does, and I want to see how she does it. The guy's blocking the door.
I'll meet the scammers, befriend them, and learn the tricks of the trade.
Got to be joking. 6 times what you charged me to get out there.
I get scammed, so you don't have to.
He's going over there. I mean, he says he's absolutely fine, but I can tell he's nervous as hell.
A deserted car park on the dark fringes of Las Vegas.
So what do you got for me?
This may be a city of bright lights and big dreams, but I'm uncovering another story. Lows. Story to dishonesty, where promises are not what they seem and tourists are easy picking.
I can do my thing. But you say,
What does the box worth you?
be anywhere from several hundred to several.
I'm heading through the deserts of southwest Nevada. On my way to that legendary dream factory known affectionately as Sin City. The mecca of the gambler and high roller, built up by the mob and taken over by big entertainment corporations.
Well, I'm heading to Las Vegas, a city with a bit of a reputation. Millions of people go there every year to be a bit naughty. One thing I know is that if the tourists are being naughty, the scammers on the streets are being even naughtier.
This is a city built solely on the out-of-town visitor, a visitor chasing good times and the promises of riches. Each year, nearly 39 million tourists spend an average of $1,000 a time here, which means if there's any city in the world made for scammers, this has got to be it. A big nightclub industry has bloomed in this desert town. Partygoers are a serious market now. Think The Hangover rather than Goodfellas. Nightclubs, that's where I'm going to start digging. I meet up with the crew.
Okay, great. Right, we're going down to the Strip, the main street through the center of Vegas. Now, some of the casinos, the police, as well as some of the unsavory types down there can be a bit funny about people filming, so we're going to film secretly. I'm going to have my button cam on. Joe, one of the producers here, will have a button cam as well, and Michele here will be filming with a secret camera inside his bag, and we'll be listening to everything on his secret sound cam. All right? Okay, let's go.
As soon as we hit the Strip, we find out that this is a town that likes to be in control.
Okay, yeah, see, this is private property.
We're not filming here.
Our regular cameraman isn't even recording when he stops. Vegas doesn't like to be filmed without knowing why.
The camera looking right at a guy. I didn't know what you're doing.
Time for the cameraman to back off. From here on in, producer Joe and I are totally undercover.
I got nightclubs going out, and it saves you a $35 cover charge. Hold on, in case you want to go to an after-hours club.
Within minutes, we get our first taste of the battle for nightclub punters.
Oh, yeah, that saves you $35 a person, man. That's my code. They know me. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you.
And this is they go through the VIP line.
Yeah, dude, you go right in.
Okay, okay.
A foot soldier giving the hard sell.
Okay.
Anything you can very much. I know, but for that, I said $20 would be good.
Okay.
$20 to skip the line at one of Strip's pop nightclubs, and a lot of promises besides. As time pushes, the hard sell gets even more persuasive.
You guys want to go to a nightclub?
Yes,
Okay. So make sure to be there before midnight to get in for free. After midnight, it's reduced admission, you know?
And it's free drinks for everybody?
It's free drink only for the girls. Yes, it's only free drink for the girls, yeah. You know? Only work of tips, you know? Whenever guys want to throw me a tip, I really welcome it there. You know, only work of tips, you know?
These guys are handing out VIP passes to anyone and everyone. They say they're free, and yet they're asking for money. What they claim to be saving me increases by the hour.
I represent 19 nightclubs, okay? I got 5 of them open tonight. If you want to go, I'll do it for an even 50 bucks, 10 a man. I know they're not here, it's kind of unfair.
Right, okay. I'd better go
And I'll give you a free limo, no cover, and I'll buy the first drink, but that's fine.
Yeah.
If you want to go here, that's the best I can do.
Right, okay, so it'd be 50 bucks to get 5
Instead of, yeah. But look,
Right.
and so just so you don't think I'm bullshitting you, look at what Playboy is alone. Playboy, Tuesday night is $40 per person. So right there, that's 200. I'm saving you 150 there, plus you get Moon, and it's 20 a man, so I've saved you 250 now, and you get the last club, which is Ghost Bar. It opens at 8. You get access to all 3 clubs. I've saved you 350.
Well, I'm going to meet my friends
Sounds good.
in the next 10 minutes, so...
I hope so. I'll be right here.
You know it, I know where you are.
I'll be right here.
It all sounds too good to be true, and when something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Tomorrow, I'm going to check out some of these nightclubs for myself. But right now, I need to get my head down. Time to check in.
Hi. Is this number 1150?
Yes.
I have a reservation for an apartment number 18. It's booked from today until the 27th.
Because we don't have apartment number 18.
Swimming pool, jacuzzi, fitness center,
Nope, we don't have all that. We have a swimming pool, no jacuzzi.
tennis court, beautifully landscaped environment. 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. That's the picture that I was sent.
Yeah, this is not us.
I'm in the right place, aren't I?
Yeah, that's the address. It's just we don't have apartment 18 or anything like that, so I'm trying to figure this out.
So, how do you mean you don't have apartments? $140 a night. What's your...
This is a hotel, so...
So this isn't even an apartment block? And what's your room rate?
It's 49 plus tax.
49, not 140.
I try calling the guy I booked with, Sam Miller from SS Rentals.
Yeah.
No answer. Doesn't look good.
I don't even know what to do now. You know, I've already paid for this.
Fortunately, I don't know what to tell you because this is truly not us. It's quite possible that this was a scam.
So you think I've been scammed?
Yes, I believe so.
For nearly 500 bucks.
It seems so.
Scammed for 500 bucks.
Sorry for the trouble. Is there anything that you need right now? Like
A drink.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Not a great way to end my day. I've paid up front for an apartment I booked on the internet that doesn't even exist.
I'm down 500 bucks and I haven't even unpacked my bags yet. Welcome to Vegas.
I can now see how Las Vegas gained its other nickname, Lost Wages.
Thank you, Daniel.
In daylight, this town looks harder, more sober, less forgiving. But what's the real Vegas? The best place to get the lowdown on any city is from one of its taxi drivers. Let's see if I can trust this guy.
So it's the first time in Vegas?
Yeah.
Hopefully you're having fun.
Just walking around confused.
It's a fantasy land is what it is.
But what's the fantasy? That's what I
Oh,
don't
the
get.
fantasy is you can travel around the world in 6 miles. Paris, Venice, or Egypt. Caesar's Palace would be Rome.
But there's another fantasy that pulls visitors into Vegas, and that's the prospect of wild nights of fun in one of the city's many nightclubs. There are more than 35 huge clubs. Some hold well over 2,000 people, and they all need to be full to survive, which is where the VIP passes come in. So I'm heading back to the pass sellers' bridges to discover if they're selling reality or more fantasy.
I might do. There'll be 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Connor.
Connor?
What do you for me?
Conditions in the clubs, drinks, that.
Okay.
Your entrance. Most do handle things like reduced admission and whatnot. You can get half off.
Okay.
Some clubs do offer complimentary admissions as well. I just have some connections and whatnot that grant me those.
He's promising that I'll get in for free and then get a complimentary drink.
Do you work for the clubs?
Actually, I do freelance promotions. So.
Okay.
So I do my own thing.
Right, you've got a whole bag full.
Probably about 37 different options.
Right.
I know you're not going to do them all, but you know.
No, we're only here for a week. So if I wanted to go to a club, you could arrange that for me?
Absolutely, easily. You have a phone and you can punch my number in.
Yeah, I've got a phone. Ned?
Yeah.
Ned. Okay. Okay, great.
Awesome. We just work off tips out here.
Oh, I see. Now, what do people normally give you?
I mean, 50s and 100s are acceptable. No, whatever. Most people just tip half the cover one club, which is like $5-10 a person.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Bless, Connor. Take care.
Yeah.
Enjoy your trip.
Bye.
Ned's sales pitch convinces me. $10 is a good deal, but only if I get to skip the line and have a free drink at one of the big clubs.
It seems like there's people on every bridge giving away tickets to the nightclubs in Vegas. But they can't all be giving away free cover charges and free drinks and still making money, can they? I'm gonna have to go to one and find out.
It's time to see if the Vegas nightlife delivers. I've put on my glad rags and even splashed out on a limo.
So I've been handed countless passes, free entry, VIP area, no charge, free drink. We've picked one tonight, the RPM Club. We're going to go and see what happens when we get there. Justin here is going to be my wingman for the night, which means he can film me secretly. As always, I will have my secret little friend with me. Never leave home without your secret camera, especially in Vegas, to see what we can find out, see what's going to happen to us.
The guy I paid on the street told me my VIP pass gave me all kinds of privileges, including walking straight in. Our local camera assistant Justin says demand at these clubs is massive.
Perfect.
Time to see if our passes live up to the promises.
So we got our VIP passes.
So I show the doorman my VIP pass. And back of a long line. Okay, that's really not what I was expecting when I handed over my money on the street. The VIP line is longer than the other line, and that's general admission for people who walked in. My pass doesn't seem to have got me very much. Eventually I get in, and it's going off inside. But when I study the pass itself, all it actually says is VIP. That's Vegas. Promises and dreams. The guys on the street have got their sales pattern down to a fine art. They promise a lot, but deliver very little. Like thousands of other tourists in Vegas, I've been scammed. If Vegas is a city of winners and losers, I'm starting to feel like the latter. Conned by the VIP pass sellers and duped into wiring $500 to a man calling himself Sam Miller. He sold me accommodation that only existed in his head. But maybe I can bite back. I need to get to the bottom of how these scams work.
I'm just seeing what I can do on the internet to trace down this individual who's placed the advert for this bogus apartment. There's two elements really to his advert. One is the text and one is the pictures. So the first thing I'm going to do is to type in just a piece of the text into a search engine. And bingo, there is a match. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. So the text for this bogus advert has obviously been taken from another genuine advert, which begs the question, well, where have the pictures come from? Because they don't match the original advert. But what I can do is I can upload the images that he sent me and search for them on the internet. So if I do that, it's brilliant. There it is. That's exactly the same kitchen as the one on the advert that he sent me. A luxury waterfront condo in Florida. So what he's obviously done is taken the text for an advert for a condo in Vegas, put it with some pictures that he's stolen from an advert in Florida, and created a brand new condo. Very, very clever.
Which explains how he did it, but not who he really is.
Well, the team's been following every lead possible to track down Sam Miller. We started with the payment that I made to North Carolina. Unfortunately, that was picked up by a woman who gave us a bogus address. We've traced his phone, which is a Louisiana number, to another address in Connecticut. I've even spoken to the Las Vegas police, who've got no comment to make on the accommodation scam. For now, it looks as though we've really reached a dead end. He's using changeable email addresses and disposable phone numbers, which make him perfectly untraceable. In fact, you could say it's the perfect scam.
A little later, I call Ned, the pass hustler. I want to get some more of those dodgy nightclub passes. He agrees to a meeting, but he doesn't know I've rumbled him and that I now want some answers. He gives me an address on the edge of the city, so I call my friendly cabbie, Jim.
Yeah, address.
Not to be at this, like, behind the lock door. Those cameras don't run away. They're right there. Okay, we're in here somewhere. Maybe go around back here, see if we can find something around back. If you recognize a name or something.
Finding the place isn't proving easy. My cab driver is worried and wants to leave.
I wouldn't recommend you get out there, but you're on your own.
This doesn't feel right to me. The address I was given is here where these two streets cross. It doesn't look like the kind of place anyone lives, though. But as I've driven out here, I might as well wait. And then he arrives, out here on a dusty plot of wasteland. The guy who hustles tips from tourists for dodgy passes.
How you doing, sir?
I want to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, shoot.
A few of those passes for the clubs.
Okay.
They don't, let's say, do exactly what they say on the tin.
Right.
I'd like to understand a bit more about this.
Okay.
Have you got some time?
Yeah, you want? I'd rather step in though.
Step in?
Kind of we're trespassing right now, so this is like a county-owned property.
Okay, where are we?
Can go right here. This is where I lay my head at times, just to get out of the weather. Do watch your step when you're coming down.
Incredibly, this is Ned's home. He lives in the city's storm drains.
We just had a little turmoil here the other night. Yeah, I lost everything I own. Yeah, nice camp, right?
So this is where you live, huh? What happened?
I had a recent tragedy, if you can't tell. It's burnt to it's all charcoal. Occasionally.
What little Ned had was lost in a fire.
And you'll be out passing the VIP passes to people again tonight?
Oh, yeah, I really have no choice. I mean, now that I'm, until this gets clean, I'm ultimately homeless at this point.
I'm a little taken aback by Ned's circumstances, but I've come here for some answers.
Those passes come with certain promises. My experience of actually going to a few of these clubs is that it isn't quite as it seems. The VIP line is longer than the
general admissions?
The general admissions line. There's clearly a bit of a scam going on within this.
Well, it's not. It's a contradiction. For instance, these passes give you just enough information to get thirsty. Just had a little turmoil here the other night. Yeah, I lost everything I own. Yeah, nice camp, right?
So this is where you live, huh? What happened?
I had a recent tragedy, if you can't tell. It's burnt to it's all charcoal. Occasionally.
What little Ned had was lost in a fire.
And you'll be out passing the VIP passes to people again tonight?
Oh, yeah, I really have no choice. I mean, now that I'm, until this gets cleaned, I'm ultimately homeless at this point.
I'm a little taken aback by Ned's circumstances, but I've come here for some answers.
Those passes come with certain promises. My experience of actually going to a few of these clubs is that it isn't quite as it seems. The VIP line is longer than the
general admissions?
The general admissions line. There's clearly a bit of a scam going on within this.
Well, it's not. It's a contradiction. For instance, these passes give you just enough information to get thirsty for the event. Who doesn't want to be VIP for one? Who doesn't want a free drink?
But for the average tourist, think, oh great, I'm going to get into a club for free and I'm going to get treated like a VIP. If you play it right, it's a good deal. But if you don't get it right, it could easily turn into a scam or start to feel like.
Absolutely, absolutely. If I sat there for 3 hours to explain to you how this entire industry worked, then you know what, you'd run into your club in time. At that point, it's not worth it for me to, hustle this way.
Those passes are obviously being made by the clubs.
Absolutely.
So where do you get them from?
Well, it all trickles down.
So someone else is making the money.
Well, right. That's why I asked for my tips too.
Can I maybe meet one of the people that you get your passes from? Would they be happy to talk to me? Do you think?
That distributor, he gets cases of passes that one box maybe 6,000 cards in it.
He must need a lot of Neds to be able to do the legwork.
Absolutely.
Ned is just a guy trying to get by on the titbits of tourism. He's a good salesman. The tips he's taking are just trickle down from a city that's got the system pretty much sewn up. The foundations of this town are built deep on the tourist dollar. Street hustlers in Vegas are feeding on the scraps left over by the corporate machine. But how does that machine work? Ned's agreed to put me in touch with his past supplier, but he tells me it could take a while. The whole town feeds off the desire to be a winner. A VIP pass should make you feel like a high roller. But last night, my VIP pass put me at the back of the queue, which was longer than the general admissions queue. I'm heading back to the nightclub to see if I can get any action. It's a big club night. Everyone's turned out to impress. But again, the so-called VIP line is the longest queue. Clearly some do get the real VIP treatment, go straight to the front and walk in. Only there's something about them that I clearly lack.
There are people going in over there though. The VVIP. Shall I go and check it out? Yeah. Hi. Good, thanks. Explain to me how people seem to be skipping the line going through here.
We have reservation for a bottle service tonight.
A bottle service? Right. Okay. How does that work?
Come into the group, you purchase a bottle, table, sit down, relax, enjoy the music.
Right. So how much does the bottle cost?
Roughly they start at $350.
$350. And that way I can skip the line, but otherwise it's...
Otherwise you gotta make the line.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Cheers.
So if you stick through, it's going to cost more than a $10 tip on the street. $350 for a bottle of vodka is a lot of cash. Obviously it was naive of me to think Ned's pass would get me walk-in access. Watching the doorman in action, it's clear they have the real power here. After all, this is Vegas, a city where people are on the make. A little bit of money in the right hands can work wonders. But what is the going rate for a tourist? The nightclub industry is notoriously secretive, but a doorman has agreed to spill the beans.
I'm pretty much running the door, which is where most clubs it's pretty important because you decide who's coming in first, who's gonna guest this, who's gonna pay.
What lengths will someone go to?
Certain weekends when people are so desperate and they have money, they offer anything. From $1,000 to $2,000 to even $3,000 just to get them in.
As a tip?
Just a tip, yes.
$3,000 tip, just get me in?
Just get me in.
How much money can potentially you make?
Average, I think door guys can make from $45 to $130,000. People don't like us. Like how
which means the hustler on the street has some pretty stiff competition.
How much money can a nightclub make in a night or a
The
weekend?
nightclubs, it all depends on the size. The larger club groups make from 50 to 100, 150 million, maybe even 200 million.
Right. So a popular club in one night could make how much?
1 million.
$1 million in one
Yes,
night.
they do $1 million, yes.
That's amazing.
Vegas is not only a money-making machine, but it's a zero-sum game. There are winners like Attila the Doorman, but many of the losers are the tourists who finance it all. You can have whatever you want, but it's all at a price. No such thing here as a win-win proposition. Where do all the nightclub passes that are used to con so many tourists come from? VIP pass hustler Ned has promised to lead me to the people he gets his passes from, and he's as good as his word.
Plan is you're going to call your usual distributor, see if he's got VIP passes you can drop off tonight?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, let's try that.
Give him a shot here.
Hello?
Everett.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Ned.
Yeah, what's up, Ned?
What's up, bud? Hey, we still on for 7 o'clock?
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want? You want more passes?
Yeah, I'm gonna need just everything, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you heard.
RPM and all that. Where you at right now?
I could get to the Rebel probably.
I'll meet you Rebel in about 7:15.
7:15?
7:15, beat Rebel.
Perfect, perfect.
All right.
All right, boss. See you there. There you go.
7:15, he's going to drop you off passes. Okay, so what we have to do is we need to get you rigged up. If you're happy to wear a wire, we'll put a camera on you.
Do it to it, do it to it.
We'll see exactly what you see and we'll be watching from a distance.
Cool.
Yeah?
Cool.
You happy with that?
Yeah, we
I
should
don't want
get
to
it
put you
going.
in, I don't want to put you in a situation.
Let's go. Let's get this done.
Yeah?
I'm not tripping.
Okay.
He's fine. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Ned thinks his supplier might be camera shy, so he agrees to go in undercover.
That probably goes in that pocket. Yeah, so you just do that up like a regular button. You can see on there, that's the view that you're going to get.
Absolutely. Let's see.
You sort of get the right distance.
Good to see you, Everett.
Yeah.
That's good. Probably should get going, though, because if he's going to beat us there, we're not going to have time to set up.
Okay, sure.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
The meet is on the other side of town. Ned's never done this before. Trust me, it's nerve-wracking.
He's not a heavy dude.
He's a big dude.
Okay.
Ned is the only one who can get this access without scaring Everett away.
We don't want him to know that we're filming him, though. And he doesn't want to know that we're filming him.
Right.
But he's taking a risk. If Everett catches him with the cameras, he could lose his livelihood.
Nice, you're doing my job for me.
Oh, is that what it is?
I can put my feet up and sit in the van. It's normally me that has to go out and do this stuff.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I'll be able to tell if he's here. And yep, he was here. He's in that, see that sedan right there?
Okay.
All right, so he's sitting in it, so it's not a big deal. And if we see where, after we make this left, driver, you're gonna see a right-hand turn in you can do to the La Quinta right there.
Yeah. When you get there, he's sitting down. Will he normally get out of the car to talk to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He won't see us. We can get this done now. Yeah. He's fine. We're good. We're good.
He's going over there. I mean, he says he's absolutely fine, but I can tell he's nervous as hell. He's really sweating, and his mouth was really dry while he was talking to me in the van. He seemed quite apprehensive. I mean, it's pretty nerve-wracking filming undercover.
What's up, Everett? How you doing?
All right, bro.
Good deal. So what do you got for me?
Is that enough parts to start today?
These are the RPM. Good deal. These are brand new, huh?
Yeah, this way. This is for Saturday.
Okay, you got Saturdays. Good deal.
And this is for every day.
These are everyday Saturdays? Or all Saturdays?
Yeah, every day. I mean, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Dude, just put them out this week and then,
All right.
bro.
All right, drive safe, man.
Call me next week, okay?
Yeah, I will. Take care.
Okay, he's got them. He's heading back. Right, Ned's back. Let's see what he's got. Okay?
Yeah, everything's good.
Well done, my man. Well done.
No problem.
Good work. How did you feel while you were doing it?
Fun.
Fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
It's quite an adrenaline kick, isn't it?
A little bit. I was just trying to make sure that the camera was getting a good angle, really.
Potentially, what are these 2 boxes of passes worth to you?
To me, well, depending on my performance, you know, and the tourism, how busy it is out here, it could be anywhere from several hundred to several thousand.
Really? That much?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But and how much would they be worth to the guy that's giving them?
More so. Definitely in the thousands. If my performance was there, I mean, you know, his kickback on whether it be anywhere from $3 per pass to up into the range of $15 and $20 per pass.
Right. So he's making the thousands, you're making the hundreds. Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah. It's all right, though. That's where the cookie crumbles.
It's all pretty cloak and dagger stuff, for what seems at least semi-legit to me. What does Everett have to hide? I need to convince Everett to talk to me.
Would you be around at any point tomorrow for a chat? Okay, he said he might be available tomorrow. I need to give him a call then. He's busy now. And then he just hung up and said he had to go.
I try again the next day, but he's elusive and hard to pin down.
It's to get the perspective of a promoter, really. That's kind of what I want to talk to you about. Okay, one last time, I'm going to try calling Everett to set up a meeting. Everett, hi, it's Connor again.
It takes me a while to win him over, but finally, he agrees to a meeting.
Let's see what he's got to say for himself.
I'm actually mainly a distributor. Got to really push a lot of passes out to make some money. You know what I mean?
So how many passes would you push in a month?
I put out like probably in a week, I put like 2 million passes a week.
2 million a week?
About 2 million passes. I'm one of the big guys on the strip right now.
That's a lot of passes. But how does he make his cash?
The clubs, they pay me per person.
Where do you get the passes from?
Clubs make them. I get paid by the club. I'm only making a couple dollars. The nightclubs making all the money. They're making millions of dollars.
Yeah. And yet the guys who are out doing the work to generate the traffic, as you say,
right,
are kind of living off scraps.
In Las Vegas, that's how it works, bro. In Las Vegas, it's kickback city.
Everett stands to make a lot of cash, and it is all above board. It doesn't explain why he was so elusive. Maybe the cool clubs don't know hustlers like Ned are then selling on their passes. It's time to get some answers from the club vice president.
The face of the club almost starts out there on the strip.
Street teams can be anywhere from 20, 40, 50 people.
Do you keep kind of close tabs on who those individuals are?
Absolutely. I actually have a promotions manager, so he deals with all my promotional stuff.
Right.
They're a representative of us, so a lot of them are in suits, a lot of them dress nicely, only because they are representing us, and that's a big deal.
Because some of the guys on the strip who are kind of passing out, giving passes to the various clubs, you know, they're not dressed in suits. Some of them aren't selling the passes, they're just kind of, you know, handing them out, and then maybe they're asking for tips or they're expecting tip, you know?
Yeah, somebody like that would never work for us. We always keep it high end with us when people are dealing with other customers. We make sure they look presentable. We make sure they sell it right. It's a big deal to us.
They still seem to be like the first line of how you encounter them.
Unfortunately, you're going to find some people hustling people out there. It's just the way Vegas is. You have 37, 38 million people coming in here. You're always going to have your con men and your hustlers. And sometimes they'll have our passes and they'll try to sell them. We put no resale allowed on our tickets and on our passes and on our wristbands. Shame on you if you don't see that.
And that's not an uncommon point of view here in Vegas. Shame on you if you don't see it. Maybe this explains why Everett was so elusive. He doesn't necessarily want the nightclubs to know who he has distributing his passes and the promises they make when they're shifting them.
Yes, please.
The VIP passes are clever marketing. The scam is the promises handed out by the hustlers on the street. The best scams play to our desire for a bargain, and like thousands of tourists every night in Vegas, I fell for it. And it turns out, that's not the only scam I fell for. My friendly taxi driver Jim is taking me for one last ride.
Okay, Connor, I'll tell you what, buddy. Now, these few rides I've taken you on, some of the times I took you a little bit out of the way, so how about this ride's on me?
Really?
Yeah, no problem, yeah.
So you've been taking me the long way around?
Well, it's kind of like you jump on the highway, it costs $5, $10 more sometimes, depending upon where you're going. And I did that a few times. So here, I'll tell you, this ride's on me, okay, buddy? How's that sound?
Jim, that makes a very, very
you're a good guy, buddy. Yeah.
change.
No, it's no problem, no.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Have a good day, buddy.
I'll
Good luck
see you
now.
around.
Nice
Thanks,
talking with you.
They call it long haul, where taxi takes suspecting tourists on the scenic route. Vegas' hand sits away scams on its sleeve. What you see is what you get. You just have to be looking for it. But I can pass on one good tip. To beat the nightclub lines and waltz right on past all the punters as well as the doorman, just surround yourself with attractive female companions. Everyone likes a pretty girl. It's like magic. We go straight in, past the lines, and the drinks flow. Strike one for the tourists. And all because of what they call the ratio. 3 girls to 1 guy is great for the clubs because girls attract guys and guys pick up the tab. Maybe it's no surprise that in a city built by the mob, the house pretty much always wins. But there's always an appetite to bite back, and Vegas's biggest scammers are attracted by Vegas's biggest bucks. That's the money found in one of its oldest industries, gambling. Sin City provides a million opportunities to have a flutter, play the slots, throw a dice, or take a chance with poker or blackjack. Each year up to $10 billion is gambled away in the grand casinos, 5-star hotels, and even the grungiest dive bars, where I've been told I can meet a man who's made it his business to scam some of those billions into his own pocket. He suggests a friendly game of poker, but I'll be watching very carefully.
Now, what do you got?
I got 4 kings.
Ooh, that's a really good hand. It doesn't quite beat my straight flush. That's the Jack 10, 9, 8, and 7 of spades. You got 20 bucks?
I got 20 bucks, too.
I think I've got 20 bucks. Let's put 20 bucks on.
He's good. I know he's cheating, but I can't see how. Jason England is a professional card mechanic, or cheat.
You know what, Connor, I hate to lose, and I told you before, I can't lose. I've got 4 aces right over here. I don't know if you noticed or not, but those came off the bottom, and that's a different lesson for another time.
I mean, are there ways of increasing your odds against the casino in the legitimate games?
Absolutely. The most famous example would be card counting, which is a big conversation. Something that at the time I wanted to learn anything about. The best example of beaten is blackjack.
Card counting produced great results. In the 90s, a group of empty kids scammed casinos for millions.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'd have to go somewhere and talk about it. This isn't exactly the right place.
Well, I'm going to give you a call. Thank you.
Terrific.
Very much. We'll set something up.
The MIT blackjack gang took the casinos on a truly commercial scale. They held seminars on how to count cards. Jason's not in that league, but he's made a career out of trying to beat the system, and now he's going to let me in on the secret.
I'm pretty excited about going to see Jason again. I mean, that guy really blew me away with some of the card tricks he was doing in the bar. If anyone's going to show me how to beat the casino at their own game, I think it's going to be him.
Blackjack's a game against the dealer. Whoever's cards come closest to 21 is the winner. Aces count 1 or 11, kings, queens, and jacks count 10.
A lot of people think the object of blackjack is to get to 21.
Right.
That's only partially true.
Okay.
The real object of blackjack is to beat the dealer.
Right.
Now, if you were to count...
They say it's the most ingenious, but this one needs a degree in mathematics.
So on the base, we're going to be keeping track of the cards that are played. So we know which cards are yet to be played. So whenever we see a low card come out of the deck, we think in our head, +1.
+1.
Okay? Whenever we see a high card, a 10 valued card or an ace come out, we think -1. If we see an 8 or a 9, we ignore it.
Okay.
It does not factor into the calculations.
Okay.
If there's more high cards, we're going to bet more.
Yep.
If there's more low cards, we're going to bet less or possibly not play at all.
I'm with you. So we keep a tally of what's already been played so that we know the remaining cards are either more high cards or more low cards.
Correct.
Right, I'm going to have a go.
All right. Not as easy as it looks. Sir, can I get you a cocktail?
No, thanks. By my reckoning, that's +5, which means that is a high card between 10 and ace.
Congratulations, sir. You have to learn to disguise the fact that you're doing all of this from the casino. Because if you sit there like this...
You can't bring in an abacus.
Cocktail?
No, thanks. By my reckoning, that's +5, which means that is a high card between 10 and ace.
Congratulations, sir. You have to learn to disguise the fact that you're doing all of this from the casino. Because if you sit there like this...
You can't bring in an abacus, no?
Exactly. This is certainly a nice way of sort of knocking down the casino's edge and making sure that they don't win any more of your money than they have to, and giving yourself a great shot at taking some of their money home.
Now let's be clear, card counting isn't illegal, as they can't legislate against using your head. Well, not yet. But it could get you thrown out on your head if they catch you. The stakes are high. It's Jason and me versus the croupier and the pit boss, who's there to catch the cheats.
My position is to manage the games, to make sure there's no cheating, and make sure that there's nobody trying to switch cards. It's always under super surveillance.
They've let us film, but don't know we're going to count cards. We each have $500 to play with, and when the count turns positive, it's time to bet high and start cashing in.
Getting a lot of 15. That's a very
15
bad hand.
stake. No.
Wow.
Oh my God, I have such brain freeze. So we started at -24, and I'm thinking, okay, -25, -23, back and forth, keeping count. I completely lost track of where I was, and I just thought I'd got it back, and then I lost it again.
Well, winning was the plan anyway. I'm not sure I've mastered this scam, but have we fooled the ever-vigilant pit boss?
I think he's just a typical player. You know, no card counting, no cheating or anything, but I was watching the game pretty close. I think they're all right.
Well, that's one result. My card counting was so bad, no one spotted it. And we lost all our money.
Incredibly difficult, and it, as far as I could tell, it hadn't moved enough that we would start ramping up our bets. A lot harder to beat the casino than it looks. A lot harder.
My days as a high-rolling con artist may be short. In fact, $500 is the average amount every visitor to Vegas gambles. It seems the house always does win in the end. Vegas sells a fantasy and does it well. But if anyone comes here thinking they can avoid paying well over the odds, they'll be sorely disappointed. In the end, only each visitor can decide if Sin City gives them what they paid for.
People come to Vegas because they want a slice of that life less ordinary. They want to stay in a luxury apartment, they want to beat the casino, they want to be treated like a VIP in the latest, hottest, newest club. But watch out, because there's people waiting to take advantage of that and leave you feeling less like the king, more like the fool.